liberty.
That was Rand Paul talking about this Kentucky clerk who is now officially behind bars. Jim Ryan is in Ashland, Kentucky, ABC News correspondent. Good morning, Jim Ryan.
Good morning, McGraw. I'm actually back in Moorhead, about 60 miles from Ashland. Ashland is where the court hearing was held yesterday, and the hearing at which Kim Davis was found in contempt of court, a previous judge's order. Back here in Moorhead, Kentucky, it's expected that couples will start showing up at the office of Kim Davis. Yes, she's incarcerated some distance away, but her deputy clerks, are expected to start issuing marriage certificates today to couples, gay or straight. We'll see if that in fact happens. They've promised the judge, at least 5 of the 6 deputies did yesterday, that they would follow his orders and that they would issue these licenses, McGraw.
Did she order her deputies not to give out licenses?
No, but she didn't give her permission either. So, we'll have to see if in fact after, whenever she gets out of jail, we don't know when that might be, if she somehow invalidates these certificates, these marriage licenses that are issued starting today. Could she do it? Perhaps. Her complaint, according to her lawyers, was that the marriage license has her name on it, and she doesn't, for religious reasons, want her name associated with gay marriage. And so, once she's out, could she invalidate them? The judge acknowledged yesterday that possibly she could.
Now, all the talk has been about the gay marriage certificates. Did she stop providing marriage licenses for everybody?
She did. She should have sort of made this blanket policy, and in order to not be discriminating against gay couples exclusively, she said she wouldn't issue them to straight couples either. So this office normally processes a couple of hundred marriage certificates every year. I think they've done 100 so far, and we're already deep into 2015.
Right.
So is there any way they can get her out of office? Can they fire her?
No. Not fire per se. The voters can fire her, I suppose, by unelecting her, by holding a special election. I think it would take a petition drive and then a special election if they wanted to do that ahead of time. But if not, she'll be in office for a couple of years. She started the job just this past November. There could be other issues, though, related to that, though. She's collecting $80,000 a year while sitting in jail, and even if she's not in jail, she's not doing a part of her duties under the law, and that is providing marriage certificates. So, there are different scenarios that could play out that could end in her deciding or being forced out of office.
Now, her son works for the office, and he is vowed to go which way? It was such a good question.
He was the one deputy of 6 who decided that he would not issue licenses either. The judge said, okay, fine. He brought all 6 before him in court yesterday and asked them, would you issue these certificates even if your boss, Kim Davis, won't? And 5 of them said, yeah, I guess so, sure, why not? And the one holdout was her son, and people haven't really talked about the potential nepotism involved in having your son working in your deputy's office there. But anyway, he's the one who said he won't. The judge says, fine, go ahead. I'm not going to hold you in contempt of court because this specifically relates to the clerk, your mom.
Well, we look at that office as a well-run office because if it was here in St. Louis, 5 of the 6 deputies would be relatives of the clerk who is in charge. So we actually think that's good government down there. There were 2 other clerks, weren't there, that were also on her side in different communities near her that were also vowing not to give licenses. What happened to them?
Yeah, those cases may be going ahead at some point down the road, if they are ordered by a federal judge, as Kim Davis was last month. She was specifically ordered by Judge David Bunning, look, you're going to have to issue these things. The Supreme Court says it. The governor says it. You're going to have to start issuing licenses. And she said no. And that's what led to yesterday's contempt hearing. These other clerks around Kentucky, the other 2 clerks who have taken her course of action, they may face legal sanctions of their own. And I think that's why this one, McGraw, has attracted more attention, because the judge had specifically said, you've got to do this, and she said no.
Yeah, so she sits in jail till she changes her mind or another court vacates his ruling?
Yeah, exactly. And, I suppose that could happen too, but for now, I just talked with her husband a couple of minutes ago, and he said that she's in good spirits. She's committed to these religious convictions that won't let her issue same-sex marriage certificates. He's standing behind her, and now he's here at the clerk's office as well.
Just for a point of clarification, you talked to her fourth husband, her current husband.
Correct, yes.
Yes, okay, good. That is Jim Ryan, ladies and gentlemen, in Kentucky, following the interesting story of County Clerk Kim Davis, who now sits in jail. Jim, thanks for checking in.
Thank you, McGraw. Appreciate it.
You got it. 626 here, Big 550, KTRS. I think what she should do is she should hire Tom Brady's attorneys and get Tom Brady's judge. And then just that guy just does.
See, I knew you wouldn't be able to let it go.
I'm trying. I'm doing the best I can. We're going to check in with Aaron Katursky a little bit later, and that one's going to be a very. I'm not kidding you. This one hurts. This Tom Brady one hurts. I mean, it physically pains me. And
but you're not even. He's not even. Is he one of your big rival teams? Is it just the principle of it all?
Forget the
or
fact.
You just don't like him?
Forget the fact that St. Louis lost twice to the Red Sox in the World Series over the last couple of years. Forget the fact.
But that's baseball.
It's still the town. Forget the fact that the Patriots beat the Rams in the Super Bowl and then only to find out that they cheated to do it.
Was Tom Brady playing at that time?
Yes, Tom Brady was playing at the time, and Bill Belichick was playing at the time. So there's a little bit of a rub between St. Louis and Boston. Not to mention, I'm a Jet fan. They're in the same division, so on and so forth. But all of that being said, there's some new thing going on social media, and someone's trying to gaslight me, and it was almost like people were tweeting things out last night that were like, you know how it was like, I don't even know how to explain it. They would take facts that everybody agrees with and then deny them, right? They were like flat earthers, right? They were like, what are you talking about? There was no evidence that the balls were deflated. Like, what do you mean? The balls were somebody deflated. There was no evidence of that. And you're like, how do you even, Then there was some idiot who was like, oh, there was still no proof of Jerry Sandusky sleeping with those boys. And it was like, what are you talking about? And then so I went down a rat hole. I went down a hole yesterday.
You know that.
I went down a hole.
Why were you doing that?
I don't know.
There's no winning.
I went down. I saw Alice in Wonderland. I saw the Mad Hatter. I went right down that hole.
Gosh.
Holy mackerel! I was in a bad place last night.
Social media hole.
Finally, I just had to start blocking these people because you can't have a conversation with someone who thinks the sky is green.
Well, exactly. Then why did you even
I don't know
engage
because
in it?
because I'm not as smart as I should be. But they were goading me. They were just making things up.
Yes.
Tom Brady, he doesn't play for the Patriots. It was like, what are you talking about? It was the most inane.
And so if you knew that, why?
Because I'm an idiot. I just it was unbelievable. And mostly they were from Boston, where they were just delusional.
Yeah.
Where's this joker from? You were like, oh, Newton, Massachusetts. Yeah, that figures. It was just
See, you're still mad about it.
6:30 KTRS.
Tune in to the Max